Hello, I'm Tom Bentz with Dassault Systèmes, and I'm with Steve Hayward, Product Marketing Manager for Dassault's Biovia brand, and welcome to our webinar. This conversation focuses on the One Research Lab industry process experience. One Research Lab is a critical component that drives the value enabled by the One Lab industry solution experience, and that's available on the 3D Experience platform from Biovia. With that, I will hand it off to Steve.
Hi everyone. While One Lab spans across all areas of lab operations, One Research Lab focuses, of course, on the research side of things. Specifically, early experimental observations, siphoning through the myriad of possibilities to get to a manageable set of ideas that can be investigated further. Paper-based labs can lose time and money due to inefficiencies with their data capture, with sharing and collaboration, even with physical testing that could be done faster and more efficiently with in silico testing. This is the value of One Research Lab, as it addresses these needs by offering capabilities and tools to achieve faster, more efficient processes that drive innovation. Our webinar today will cover the core challenges facing a research lab, introduce the One Research Lab industry process experience, its underlying tools, and how they address such challenges, as well as examples of how One Research Lab actually works. We'll close the webinar by sharing some of the benefits and results that customers using One Research Lab have seen. One Research Lab is part of our One Lab industry solution experience, our digital lab experience, whose objective is to release therapeutics faster and increase the right first-time elements. One Lab spans across all development, research, and quality disciplines and delivers a unifying experience to scientists in the lab while recognizing that the tools differ depending on the user's roles. Through a strong scientific foundation, solutions for lab planning, operations, resource, and recipe management are enabled. Dassault Systèmes assembled One Lab to recognize the different elements of the discovery chain for life science companies and the roles involved in each area, resulting in 3 industry process experiences: One Research Lab, One Development Lab, and One Quality Lab. The process in the research area centers on scientists' investigations at the onset of a project. From the beginning, scientists are looking for new materials and elements, for interactions, for unknowns, and for patterns. To do this, researchers need a lot of flexibility when switching out materials or when looking at different parameters in order to identify the characteristics in brand new environments. Whether that's evaluating different substrates, catalysts, reaction conditions, etc., flexibility is key, as is the ability to record unstructured or free-form data. But beside the need for flexibility and free-form data entry, research scientists constantly confront challenges regarding their data. Scientific innovation processes work most effectively when steps are taken to foster collaboration with both internal and external partners. Without collaboration, information and context can end up locked in silos that limit idea sharing and stifle rapid innovation and business decisions. Experimental observations, results, and documentation locked in these silos adds time and effort to the innovation process, thereby delaying research projects and increasing costs. And intellectual property protection for patent defense can also suffer if experimental information is not securely stored and ready for investigation. With One Research Lab, we address these many challenges. Complex research needs simplification and a focus on critical data in order to increase innovation speed. Researchers need timely access to information and context, and traditional systems hinder that access due to dark data that can be siloed and takes time to find and use. Scientists need to be certain about the integrity of information, but paper-based solutions and dark data lead to uncertainty. This creates risk for business-critical decisions that rely on scientific data aggregated from multiple sources. Lastly, these antiquated tools spill into the testing and documentation time, which can delay research projects while increasing costs. One Research Lab provides scientists with an integrated solution for accelerating research innovation with flexible workflows and collaboration. It supports customers with a standard framework for working in a flexible and fast method while ensuring consistency and integrity. It also reduces redundant and non-value-added work, allowing for more time for science. And it gives customers insight through easy data access for better and faster decision-making. One Research Lab provides scientists with data pipelining and automation based on a single foundation which speeds up lab workflows. It links data with its context, ensuring consistent interpretations and effective collaboration. It provides data access to models and prediction outcomes, and it supports design of experiment. It also provides a role-based user experience and an intuitive user interface that promotes fast and high user adoption. With One Research Lab, users will be able to design and develop new therapeutics more effectively at reduced costs with data-driven processes. They can catalog and retain knowledge of systems and their interactions with possible therapeutic agents to ensure rapid decision-making and project advancement. And they'll be able to improve collaboration, innovation, and decision-making through the easier exchange of more consistent data and information. It also enables labs to make their digital transformation. 5 or 10 years ago, paper-based systems and parallel research methods were the norm. Researchers would do different assays, trying to answer specific questions or hypotheses. And then, at the end of their research day, they'd have to go back to the lab and write all of their results and notes up. We've learned over time, through studies, that somewhere between 30 and 60% of that information is lost if scientists don't document their observations in a timely manner. Because the longer they wait to enter information, the more likely it is that the data is lost or altered. This leads to longer lead times to discovery, lost or buried data, more costs, more resources needed, and slower innovation. With digital transformation, manual, non-value-added, paper-based systems are replaced by digital tools that enable instant and automatic data entry. And this is the crux of One Research Lab. From a bench, from a desktop computer, or even from a mobile device, information is captured quickly, can be shared instantaneously, and others can add and collaborate from different lab locations or different sites. The result is rapid innovation with data that can be entered virtually anywhere and that is easily shared and searched. Moving away from paper-based systems means fewer mistakes in the data entry process and shorter lead times in the patent process. We look to make those connections in real time and in the lab by enabling greater mobility and faster data and observation entry using devices such as mobile tablets or mobile phones. It's common for a scientist to go from one instrument to another in a different lab or a different lab station. Data can easily get lost or forgotten. Examples we see frequently are scientists doing chemistry from their bench and soon after may have to go into a fume hood to do certain aspects. With One Research Lab, I don't have to go back to a computer in the corner or have to go back to a specific station where I can write this up. As they move through the lab, the scientists take their information with them. It avoids the kind of waiting until Friday thing that can cause data loss or data mistakes, all problems that are counter to efficiency and productivity. As I mentioned, we recognize that One Research Lab really needs to be flexible in the workflows it supports. Research labs have many challenges in complex research, but they need to simplify it and focus on critical data in order to deliver those increased innovation speeds. One Research Lab looks to identify the patterns that occur in research and develop simple interfaces that capture the data and allow users to self-document. In the demo we're seeing here, the recipe is predefined, but One Research Lab also provides for that flexibility to enter non-structured data and follow the flow of a research procedure as well. When researchers self-document in the lab, they lower that uncertainty of information that's captured. Whether it's information that I reuse from another researcher or another lab, or it's information from an experiment that I did last week or 2 weeks ago, I have assurance that it's been documented properly along the process. This means that researchers can have a higher level of certainty about the integrity of the information, which lowers risk from a decision-making standpoint, both from a scientific perspective as well as a business one. Researchers can rely on that scientific data aggregation to speed the projects forward. One Research Lab provides a standard framework for supporting that flexibility while ensuring consistency and integrity. It reduces the redundant, non-value-added work by achieving that self-documentation that's so important. One Research Lab is designed to integrate with our biological and chemical registration systems to support different screening assays so that once I've identified a molecule, I can easily register that IP. Users don't have to cut and paste, and they don't have to wait to receive an email with the information. That information instantly goes into a unified content layer, and then the registration system can access that information, apply its scientific rules about normalization, about uniqueness, and about any sort of business rules of representation that a customer may have, without email or other potentially messy forms of communication. So the queue has gone down to 0, and I can immediately start applying automation and insights to it. One of the elements of our solution is that we provide strong integration to Microsoft Excel, simply because it's a tool that researchers use and are comfortable using. It's a flexible tool that allows them to see various data patterns quickly. So integration with existing popular tools is a crucial component of our open foundation. There is the ability to share data across domain boundaries within the project team. It hits on the dark data concept by putting into a unifying system the data from disparate and different sources. It saves documentation time by not having to cut and paste and put in extra effort afterwards. Here we show the importance of integrated and collaborative research of different groups in the lab. With the unified content layer offered by one lab and one research lab, this integration and collaboration is much easier because the content layer enables different workflows that are inherent with the various disciplines in a lab. For example, in biology, they will have a specific workflow. In chemistry, they'll have a different workflow, but it's also specific to that department. But they're always interacting together. They'll have information in Excel, but it'll be formatted for a biologist's use, the assay results, or some sort of interaction. The chemist wants to look at the molecular aspects first and will need to pivot to that. Excel is not the tool to do that, so we're looking to put the data in a unique content layer and have the automation or the documentation pivot automatically based on the role of the person looking at it. The key concept for us is to eliminate those silos and start moving the information freely without copy and paste, without email, without transformations. So as a chemist, as a biologist, a lead investigator, a genomics assayist, whatever I happen to be, I can see those things in the particular ways that I want and need to see them. And one research lab automatically conforms to these requirements. Scientific innovation processes work most effectively when steps are taken to foster collaboration with internal and external partners. Without collaboration, information and context can end up locked in silos that limit idea sharing and stifle rapid innovation and business decisions that are dependent on the latest in scientific knowledge sharing. Experimental observations, results, and documentation locked in these silos add time and effort to the innovation process, thereby delaying research projects and increasing costs. And intellectual property protection for patent defense can also suffer if experimental information is not securely stored and ready for investigation. As we focus on one research lab, one lab itself looks to connect the continuum of research, development, and quality. But as we look at one research lab itself, the objective is to design and develop new therapies and design them more effectively. And one of the ways that one research lab seeks to do that is to catalog and retain the knowledge that the systems generate. Specialized systems in the lab generate information on key aspects of pharmaceutical development, of therapy development, and they interact with other expert systems. And usually there's a human in between them. So we're looking to actually help catalog and make those connections so that we can retain the knowledge that gets generated. This also helps improve collaboration across other groups and accelerates both innovation and decision-making of key investigators, principal investigators, and project leaders. One research lab improves efficiency and collaboration while allowing easy and secure data access and ease of use, ensuring rapid adoption across labs and functions. It reduces redundant work and provides faster insight. The benefits extend beyond the sharing of ideas, as labs across the globe gain knowledge that can be used empirically or to build and refine models for future lab experimentation and testing. Ultimately, one research lab provides the tools needed to speed up the pace of research innovation while reducing market and patent risk. We've been delivering the One Research Lab process in different approaches across the life science industry for many years. Customers have reported increased lab productivity through improvements in several areas. There's been a 50% reduction in paperwork, cutting that paperwork in half through automated digital processes. This also means improved compliance and data traceability. You can also achieve a 25% faster patent writing and greater IP protection, and up to a 70% increase in the reuse of data, eliminating dark data that is prevalent in paper-based labs. So to summarize, One Research Lab provides scientists with an integrated solution for accelerating research innovation with flexible workflows and collaboration. With One Research Lab, users will be able to ensure rapid decision-making and quickly advance products and projects by cataloging knowledge of systems and their interactions with possible therapeutic agents. They can easily exchange information and data, which improves collaboration, innovation, and decision-making. And they can leverage automated data-driven processes to design therapeutics more effectively and with lower costs.
Thanks for watching our short webinar on One Research Lab. Just a reminder that One Research Lab is a critical component that drives the value enabled by the One Lab Industry Solution Experience available from the apps represented on the 3D Experience platform from Biovia. For more information, please go to the 3ds.com website and follow the links for more information and to speak with a member of our sales team. And be sure to watch our other webinars, One Development Lab and One Quality Lab, to learn more about the processes that comprise the One Lab Industry Solution Experience. Thanks again.